Morgan's at Myriad.
Hi, it's Chris Titley here live at the Myriad Festival. We're here with James Spencely. James, thanks so much for coming on.
Pleasure, Chris.
James, tell us a little bit about your background and your involvement in telecommunications.
Sure, I've worked in telecommunications all my life. I started a small business back in the mid-90s when email and internet was just launching in Australia. Did spectacularly badly at that. I was not good at running a business back then, but learnt what I needed to know. Went away and worked for a couple of people, came back and then started Vocus Communications, which is Australia's fourth largest telco now.
Fantastic, and the growth phase through Vocus became a listed company. You talk about that really fast-paced growth.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a whirlwind, really. We went from, I sold my house and we started with $1 million of capital, listed in 2010 at 25 million market cap. And then when I stood down as CEO, we were about almost $5 billion market cap. So we did M&A deals, capital raises, everything. Strong organic growth. It was just a whirlwind, It was like a whole career back, into 10 years.
Yeah, now, and looking back on it, what do you think?
I wish I'd stopped to smell the roses along the way. It was a hell of a journey, and when you're going that fast, you forget to enjoy it. You're just trying to keep up. So looking back, I'd say I wish I'd actually had the time to enjoy it.
And James, what are you doing now?
Today, we're a small cap manager, so I run money investing in listed, probably more at the micro cap end, but we also have a number of small caps. So listed businesses, things that we think are pretty early stage that have opportunity, and we run money that way.
And have you come across some gems that you've seen? You don't have to talk about them, but in terms of the Australian Stock Exchange, there's enough out there for you to look at?
There is. The problem at the micro end is there's a lot of businesses that are listing really early that have huge cash burn, that have a constant requirement for cash, and at some point that cash is going to dry up. So I think it's a real landmine. There's some incredibly good businesses there, and there's some incredibly bad businesses, and it's just sort of finding the gems in there. One of which is a company called Integrated Green Energy, IGE is the code, and they turn...
This is general advice, by the way.
General advice. But it's an interesting business model. What these guys do is they take end-of-life plastic, the stuff that used to get, you put in your recycling bin that used to get dumped in China, and they turn that into road-ready fuel that you put straight into your car. So that, it's incredibly good for the environment. You're taking old plastic that used to get dumped in China and turning it into fuel. Amazing model.
And certainly your background in tech and telecommunications, you can introduce these companies to various contacts as well?
Absolutely, yeah. Just being listed, giving them some advice. Yep. A lot of businesses, they're small businesses that are listed on the stock market. They actually don't know how to talk to the market, and that's probably one of the bigger things. Is sometimes they have a really good story, they just don't know how to explain it.
And James, Myriad Festival, you're here in Brisbane. What do you think?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's such a buzz and so many people. It's a lot larger than I expected. It's a bloody amazing event, really.
Yeah, and your involvement?
Yes, I'm speaking later on today. I'm doing a keynote and around about 5 o'clock tonight, and that keynote's entitled Back to the Future. Back to the Future,
one of the great trilogies of movies.
Yeah, that's right.
1, 2 and 3. Back to the Future 2 ended a couple of years ago in terms of the future with hoverboards, etc. How far off the money were they?
Well, that's sort of what I go into. There's some really interesting predictions in there, and it's sort of using the talk is sort of...
Everyone remembers the hoverboard and the almanac, the sporting almanac.
They got two things really right, which is video conferencing. If you remember in the movie, he's talking on a flat screen video conferencing. Biometrics, he pays for the taxi cab with his thumbprint. So they got a lot of stuff really, really right for what was something 30 years ago.
Yep. I just chatted to Steve Baxter before. He's talking about his flying cars. He reckons it's the future. Yeah. That's where it was, but we're not too far away from that.
Well, that's it. They were a few years off from the movie there.
Excellent. Well, James, thanks so much. Welcome to Brisbane, and I hope you enjoy the Myriad Festival.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time. Cheers.